So I want to know what these events are that you guys put together and what makes Mary J's events even more special.
Well, I mean, other than the fact that we're attached to it, it's basically a female startup events company. And yes, of course, we do luxury and we have really crazy fun parties. Jessica brings that to the table because she's promoted, the top places from Miami to LA. She is really great with events. She's put together incredible events before. And I did social media and marketing. So she's like, we should do this company together.
Formed, combined
like that.
Voltron. What's the female equivalent of Voltron? Voltron. So that's great because Voltron's kind of gender neutral, right? Except they had the pink one, and you're like, why?
I would pink Voltron. No, that's just confusing. So what makes
I think it was non-binary. I think the pink one was non-binary.
Not binary for sure.
Yeah. I called her Zay.
Let me ask you something. Do you like cannabis?
Cannabis. That's a space. I mean, personally, I don't smoke.
Like weed?
I don't smoke or drink or do drugs. However, I don't mind them in my vicinity.
You don't?
I do not.
Well, I asked you the wrong question then. Hey, Jess, do you like cannabis?
I love it.
That sounds, you know what? Honestly, I just hope that that's not the excitement and energy you carry out through the rest of everything, Jess, because that's not like if we were in bed and you were like, yeah, I like it. I would have to kill myself at that point. Like literally, that's like you're not even faking it. You know what I'm saying?
First of all,
yes,
that's very daring of you to think that we would be in bed.
Daring. I'm a man who wears a bathrobe. Daring is clearly second nature to me.
Daring or just confused. But let's go. Go ahead. So
what's
anyway,
confused about wearing a bathrobe at any given time?
I wear them too. For me, it says, I'm depressed today and slightly hungover. Please don't talk to me because I haven't showered in 2 days.
That says a lot. Mine just says, I'm comfortable. Comfy me.
Well, maybe I could be the yin to your yang, but we'll have to see about that because you are an imperfect gentleman. So we're here to help you perfect yourself. You are
here to help us perfect ourselves.
With that being said, let's go back to our events. So our events just aren't cannabis or alcohol based. I loved going out in LA. I loved going to parties, but I noticed that at these parties, people would just consume a lot of substances and then just weird shit, for a lesser or better word of saying it, would begin to happen. So I was like, let's do something that can keep people in a fun space. Let's do activities for them so it's not just centered around drugging and drinking alcohol and hookups. So
we're not telling you not to do that.
That's like anti-drugs and drinking alcohol.
No.
Like the whole point of drugs and drinking alcohol.
There has to be more to it.
We can marry the two of them together.
So it's like drugs, drinking alcohol, hooking up, and the Bible. Like, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, and mermaids.
That's like what Mosaic does.
There's mermaids. There's bouncy houses with LED balloons. And we have the red carpet and all that stuff. Great sponsors, celebrities.
So it's fun. So it's adult fun. You are it's like
the adult playground.
It's like Chuck E. Cheese for adults without going to Vegas.
What's that thing called? The place Buster?
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, the adult Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
That's actually just really expensive. I think Chuck E. Cheese is the reason a lot of us have gambling problems. Can we talk about that? No? Okay.
You have a gambling problem?
Let's talk about either or. The game either or is to allow us to know you a little better, right? So what we do is and it's very simple. The rules are very simple. It's called either or. Now, sometimes you want to pick the middle ground, the gray area. There is no gray area. We strongly encourage you to choose either or. We strongly encourage you with your consent because we don't force women to do anything that they don't want to do.
What if we want to force you to do something?
Safe word is bananas. So listen, we are going to start with an either or, and we may or may not psychoanalyze you after your answer. So feel free. Strawberries or bananas?
Strawberries.
I'm going to have to go with bananas. I eat them way more often. You go better in shakes.
Interesting.
This feels like a really lame question, though. Are you trying to take this somewhere I don't know about?
No. It's just it's a concept. Strawberries, bananas. It tells you a lot about who you are.
Really?
The strawberries is associated with things that are like high class. It's a very delicate fruit. In Jess's case, it means lesbian. And here's the thing about that, right?
That's where you're going. It's very predictable.
It's the concept. It's
the clitter, the nips, the banana, the dick.
Every single time it is. But
I prefer pears.
Pears?
Yeah, more voluptuous breasts.
Yeah, pears. No one likes pears. Like,
I do.
If someone was like, "Oh, do you have any pears?" I'd be like, "Yo, you're a serial killer."
That's
like pears are like that's not even a lesbian thing. Actually, strawberries had nothing to do with the lesbian vibe. It's just like a thing, right? But it really does have to do with your sense of being tough on the outside and yet somehow very delicate on the inside, having a strong wall that one must have to climb.
Are you saying strawberries have a strong wall? Because I've never had those kind of strawberries.
Obviously, you've never had the glazed, chocolate glazed, or the.
Oh, if you would have said that, I would have gone with strawberries.
It's your interpretation of it. You could have chose anything. But it's like strawberries. You're thinking strawberry and champagne. You're thinking about like someone who's coming from a high class place, but still has that ghetto girl in her, right? So that's Jess. Jess will snatch a bitch, right? Will you? Have you ever snatched? Have you ever snatched a bitch?
Have I ever snatched a bitch?
Yeah.
I've snatched a bitch's snatch.
I think
Even
Dr.
better.
Seuss. No, isn't that in?
It's my.
That's not in Green Eggs and Ham. Like
I
I've
like
snatched
that.
a bitch's snatch. I would not, could not in a tree.
Yeah, if I get a wild hair up my ass, I'll definitely eat some pussy. Is
Yeah.
that what you want me to say?
Yeah, I think that's a little more than
You're
strawberry.
trying to dish it, but I can take
I'm a
it,
little
so
more
keep
than
going.
strawberry.
I
I think
can play
that's
this
a
game
little
all day.
farther than strawberry.
Taron just doesn't know what to
Let's
say.
go,
You threw him
Taron.
off, and he's like, it's more than a strawberry.
No, it's not that I don't know what to say. It's what are we allowed to say as we're on air. And then we're on the situation with bananas. Bananas is like, oh, there's layers to your characteristics.
There's only 2 layers.
There's different things, but are there? Because then there's that little stringy thing that no one wants. That's the real essence of a banana.
2 layers.
Banana.
Like a tampon string when you're going down on a lady.
That's
I don't mind it.
That's because you're an adult. And that's what adulting is all about. It's going down on people while you know they have tampons in or not in their vagina.
We can high five on that.
That's adulting all the
We
way.
go.
Oh my God,
We've
I'm
just
trying.
made friends.
Either or. So we're going with leopard print or zebra print.
That's not even fair.
That's not the point of the game. Did you think fairness was how this game was played out?
All right, leopard print.
Leopard print. Interesting.
I like leopard print too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you? Rawr.
I mean, I am attracted to felons, and zebra reminds me of, like sexy guys in jail, but I like leopard.
Sexy guys in jail. I never knew this.
You never knew about the sexy guys in jail?
With
Have you
leopard,
ever
definitely
been?
not.
Have you ever been to Google's headquarters? You don't see a hot girl in sight, but you go to a jail prison waiting room. It's hot bitch central. You just look. You're like, really, bro?
Taron.
He's never coming out.
I know. Oh my God.
Jamal is never coming out, right? Like you do know 25 to life just means life. We do
When
understand
were you
this,
in a
right?
waiting room? This is kind of like a
Yeah,
news
that's
story
the problem.
right now.
If only I was in the waiting room. So let's go to
He was peeking at me
the
next.
concept of the leopard print. Leopard print is wild, free spirited. It has a lot to say. Like I want to roam, I want to explore. I'm not about the comfort zone. That's the leopard print.
Does
in all
zebra
of
say
us.
you're in a comfort zone?
Zebra print says you're a referee. So let's go to the last either or question.
Or a felon.
Or a felon?
Fingernails or toenails?
Are we eating them? Or touching
By
them?
the way, no
Or-
one wears zebra print in prison anymore. Like that's only a thing in 1930s
I know, it's
movies.
orange and hot
So that
pink.
just means daddy issues. But we won't get into that at all. Like when
Don't bring us
orange.
into your date last night,
Yeah,
Taron.
you have no idea. how that
I can
consists.
only imagine.
Oh, even that would just come up short.
Zebra print, okay.
So we're
zebra
going
print.
fingernails or toenails.
What are we doing with the nails?
That's the whole point.
Painting
It's up
them,
to your interpretation of
smelling
what this
them.
means.
Touching them?
I'm going to go with toenails.
Toenails. Boom.
I'd say that's adventurous.
Yeah. It's not for you to psychoanalyze. Let's all just clarify our roles here. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go with fingernails because I'm afraid of what else it could be. So
Playing it safe.
playing it safe, yeah.
Disappoint us. Who plays it
No,
safe?
I'm so boring.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Fingernails means nails on your finger, while toenails means nails in your soul. You understand?
Oh, I have plenty
It's on
of
your
that.
soul. It's on your soul. Toenails says a lot. It says the truth of me is covered up. Fingernails is more like the me that I display is the me I want to show the world on purpose. We're all wearing masks, and toenails are like I
Your
covered up.
finger
I
masks.
have like a nipple piercing that I don't want anyone to know about. You know, I'm
You
the
don't
one
strike
that
me
gets
as the
the
nipple
jokers.
piercing type.
Oh well, if anyone wants to see my left nipple, just let me know. So
I want to see your left nipple.
Anyone
Well,
want to see Taron's left
when I
nipple?
said let me know, that was more.
It's
That was more
probably
like
not
a
pierced.
You know when you
He's just trying to
rhetorically
sound
just
cool.
say let me know rhetorically like let me know like no one's supposed to let you know. We're gonna get into our next game, which we enjoy each and every week. We pick a crush. Okay, we pick a crush that says a little bit about your character, but a lot about what you know or what you know about. Our crush this week is who is your daddy crush?
What?
Yeah. Like a daddy crush.
Like who's old enough to be my dad?
It's someone whose daddy is daddy-esque, daddy-ish,
One
dad,
who is a dad.
or played one on TV, right?
I don't know who. I have no idea.
Mine was Mr. Belvedere. There, I put it out there.
There,
It's in the
okay.
world now. Now everyone knows Mr. Belvedere.
I thought yours would be a mommy crush.
You know
Now
what I'm
this just
saying?
totally weirded me out.
Mr. Belvedere. Mr. Belvedere.
Mine's Adam Sandler. In Click.
Adam Sandler?
I've always loved Adam Sandler. I thought
In
he
what?
was- In Click.
And
He's
Click.
a dad then.
Boom. That's a great call. Adam Sandler and Click.
Okay. This is more like an intellectual. Does Anthony Hopkins have kids?
That definitely works. Anthony Hopkins definitely has kids,
Does he?
or I think he's eaten a couple of them, so he's fine. That works perfectly
mean,
fine.
when-
Anthony Hopkins in what?
Well, I was gonna say, Silence of the Lambs. He's very intelligent in that movie, and it's
Very intellectual, yes.
yeah, he can basically just get one over on everybody all the time, but in
Yeah.
the smartest ways. He's not like one of these half-ass jobs. Like, he's brilliant. You have
is
to
brilliant.
respect brilliance.
You do have to respect brilliance, and I agree with you totally. I'm sure Anthony Hopkins has played a professor in another movie, but no, you chose the serial killer who ate his victims, which says more about you than his intelligence, and also reminds me of my prison waiting room comment, and where it's just full of hot girls. Popping or stopping. Popping or stopping is a trend that men do that we want you to know your opinion on. Something we do often, and we want to know what you think. Okay?
like wearing your name on your hat.
No, that's more of a thing most people do, except they tend to wear other people's names on their hats, like Armani or Prada, or people's teams like, the Rams or the Lakers. I'm my own favorite team. I'm my own favorite name. That's how that's going to work.
There's no I in
brand.
team. Go ahead,
You're
Tyrone.
right, but there is an I in win. And we win all the time. So this week's Poppin' or Stoppin', as submitted by a listener, is man purses. Are we
Murses.
popping or stopping a trend?
I'm so glad you brought this up because I was just seeing a guy with a Murse and he lost it in my bedroom where my clothes were and I had to look for it. And it was just this moment where it was an all-time low where I was searching for a man's Murse.
In your room.
You know what's actually more
your bedroom,
hurtful
Jeff.
about that?
Sorry, Brian.
Brian, you slept with a man with a Murse. Like, that really hurts my feelings. I'd rather you just have AIDS. Like, I'd rather you have it. It'd be easier for me to get over. I could start a GoFundMe for someone with AIDS, but for someone with a Murse, I have to just wah. Like, you're just done in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like in my levels of things, it goes like like Murse, herpes, didn't pay child support. That's the level of where you're at in life.
Well, there is something below a Murse. It's not paying child support.
No. Those were above. Murse was at the bottom. Yeah. Murse was slightly above man bun, actually, which
man,
I
this
also
is
feel that
bad.
Brian had.
Oh,
No,
wow.
we did not.
Yeah. He had one in his soul.
No, but Brandon had one.
Yeah. Well, we're
I'm
gonna have
actually
to.
saying their real name.
We're gonna have to. Well, as long as you don't say their last names and or social security.
She's like, Jones. Anyway, what's your next question?
Yeah. So, what do you think about the Murse, Elisabeth?
Okay. Honestly,
Yeah.
people start saying honestly. You don't even know if it's honest, but honestly, I think that if you have the style to do it and you're in the arts and that's your thing, go for it. Do I personally find it attractive? No. I don't probably think that I could date someone who wears a Murse. No. But I've dated people who have worn Stranger Things, so.
So basically, it's okay if you're gay. Is that what you just said?
No, you can be in the arts.
Yeah.
An architect.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
an architect would actually have to carry a Murse half the time.
Yeah. Gay. What happened? No, you. What? I need to understand. So if you're gay, you can wear a Murse. That's okay.
Yeah, you could do it if you're
Because we're talking stylish, artistic, all these things that...
You know, come to think of it, it would be a great cover for a professional drug dealer on Wall Street, just in a suit with a Murse. I'm here to tell the masses some...
To dole out tampons? Like, what are we doling out on Wall Street with a Murse?
I don't know. if you had to keep your supply on you,
Yeah. Wow.
That's true.
it would look professional.
I don't think a man with a Murse on Wall Street's the biggest bitch on Wall Street, but that's neither here nor there. I read a lot of Forbes magazine. So let's get to the question from a listener. Now, each and every week we get questions from listeners that submit to us because they want to know our opinions on what they're doing.
I think you might have switched this out with just a question that you wanted to ask us.
No. These are questions from actual
You're smiling
listeners.
really big
It's
there.
okay
On.
to-
Because I'm reading the question.
Degrade us again with your fruit questions.
I'm
We're
reading
ready.
the
From Tehran@gmail.com.
Yeah. No. This one's from Alonzo Good Morning. Alonzo Good Morning asks.
Is that his real last name?
No, they have anonymous names, so they all submit like what they.
So
It's
they can
it's a
ask us
running
really
thing in our
creepy
show.
stuff.
Oh.
Kind of fake name.
Okay, I like this. Go ahead.
Well, they actually ask about their own
prepared.
lives.
Okay.
So it's actually advice for something that they're.
Oh, now I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get in on
Let's
this.
do
All right.
one.
Alonzo Good Morning asks, I met a girl and we went out on a date or two.
Or two? He doesn't remember? Okay, go ahead. Sounds memorable.
It's just a funny situation because it happens so often. On the third date or fourth, I might have met her friend who now I like much more than her.
He might have met her friend.
What is the protocol in this situation, and or do I have a chance? What should I do?
There's plenty of fish. Go back on Tinder.
How good of friends are
Actually,
her
Plenty
and
of
the
Fish
friend?
and Tinder are both separate.
There you go.
There's plenty of fish on Tinder.
You can go Grinder.
Yeah, there's
Tinder.
plenty of fish. Go back on Tinder where black people meet. Like, I get it. You're plugging like every
You
single.
forgot Grinder. Why are
Yeah.
you leaving that out?
I did not.
You can find your match on Grinder because there's plenty of fish.
I don't think that played into the like
Okay.
So what should
alliteration.
we do?
Yeah, what
how
should he
good
do?
of friends? Number one, how good of friends are this girl and her friend?
I have as much information as the question.
It
Okay.
sounds like they're casually boning one another because he doesn't know how many dates he's going on.
Gonna
He's so
back that up.
has no morality when it comes to her friend. It sounds like he'll kind of bone anything. So save yourself the drama and just go back and go to a bar and bone anything walking around there, buddy. It's not that hard unless, it is hard for you. So
That's what's up. You're not allowed to hang out with my daughter or son. I don't have them, but if I did, they would be like, can we hang out with Auntie Jess? And I'd be like, no, nigga, you can't. Like, no, there's no Auntie Jess over here. We're not asking Auntie Jess for advice.
Just doesn't exist. I mean, she's nice.
Auntie Jess's advice was like, yeah, just go back and fuck everyone else in the bar. You don't have to fuck her. This guy,
the drama.
I feel like he likes this girl. Why would he ask this
Why do
question?
you feel like he likes this?
Because he used the words like, and also because if I feel that if it was casual sex, he would have been like, I'm attracted to her friend.
I feel like if he actually liked the girl, he wouldn't probably like her friend.
I feel like he actually
No. I
likes-
think he likes the friend. I think
Oh,
he's
yeah, I agree
attracted
with
to
you.
the girl, but he actually likes the
I think
friend.
he met the girl and was like, all right, cool, hook up, well, whatever. And then he meets her friend and he's like, ooh, all right. So to tell you, I've been in this position before. I didn't care. I dated a friend. But I was really honest. I told him, I was like, hey, look, I liked you. It was fun. But I met your friend and, it's just not going to work out with you and I because if I like somebody else, even if it's your friend.
So what happened in that situation? Did those two people remain friends?
They did not remain friends, no.
Because of you or?
Because of me.
Yeah, that makes sense in guy world.
But to be honest, they weren't that good of friends. I think it was more like they pulled off the, oh, but we're friends because I introduced you to somebody at this party kind of a thing. And to be honest, they were both nice guys. I just obviously wasn't interested in either one of them because, it didn't last very long. But
And they were former Jonas Brothers, and the other brother left the group because that's why they broke up, was because of you. You heard it here first, everyone. You heard it here first. The Jonas Brothers broke up because of Elisabeth right there. Mary J. events at one of her events. That's how merry they get.
we'd love to have them at our events. I hear they're really nice guys.
Yeah, they're great guys, actually. They're freaking fantastic. But so in the situation, okay, so let me explain a little bit of guy world because girls don't typically understand it. Our rules are very different. So even when you listen to, for example, rap music, which is the grimy music of the world, it's the one that puts the truth out there. It's the music of the people. The worst thing a rapper can do to another rapper, it's not shoot them, it's not punch them in the face. No. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Like that line.
That was
is
Tupac
still,
to Biggie.
Exactly, an infamous line. It
one.
makes it the best diss song of all time. It doesn't even matter what else he said after that. Once he said that, you were like, oh, you're going down. You know, Trey Songz said Mr. Still Your Girl twice, and that has become his moniker forever. Once you do that, that seems to be the thing. And it has to do with the alpha mentality that a lot of men think they have, but they only merely display.
But you're talking about just like banging somebody. Like, what if it's actually dating? Like, you're kind of seeing somebody and you're like, well, you know, it's not just about banging them. Like, I actually kind of like this person to date them. That's a different situation. Then if you're honest with those people, like, look, I'm breaking up with you and I'm going to date your friend.
Listen, I have a friend, Greg Corey. I think that's what we're supposed to call George when we're using his stories, but we're not allowed to use them. We have a friend, Greg Corey, and Greg Corey was actually dating a girl who started dating someone else who he was friends with. But then that person and the girl, they got married. And so Greg was able to forgive that guy because, like, were you ever going to marry her? In his mind, he was. But the concept is, but she did end up eventually marrying this other person.
So that makes it okay.
Exactly. And Greg Corey is one of the kindest people that we know.
But
Just
don't you feel like dating
is
such a loose term these days? I mean, what is dating? Like, just like, we were dating, you're like, well, we went on 2 dates and we were sleeping together, but we never had that we're exclusive conversation. You're not really dating. You're kind of seeing each other. So, you know, there's, as we say, a lot of gray area. There's a lot of details that would have to be filled in.
You know, so let's fill in some gray areas, right? Let's say that a guy was dating you and then met your friend, Jess. How close are you guys? Pretty close.
We're pretty close.
Okay. How would you feel about that?
Well, it depended if I liked him and I told, like, no, I like him, and then she was, like, sleeping with him. But if we were just kind of casual friends, I don't know. I've never had that happen. I'm trying to think
had
that
that
out loud.
happen.
You've had it happen?
Well, there was a guy, his name started with a B too, Brad. And so
I'm seeing a pattern.
Brad was this guy.
Brad, Brandon, Brian.
She dates him, so I'll call him B. She's like, what's that, B?
It's like a boy band called Wrong Direction. You should probably reevaluate and maybe diversify your portfolio a little.
I should. I suppose so.
Yeah. It's Brad and Chad and Gary and Larry and Harry and Barry and Stan and Dan.
Well, back to Brad. So Brad was this guy that I originally started seeing him. And I must have to give different names for my girlfriends because they're not going to want this out. So my friend Sarah saw him.
I don't feel like she was a Sarah. Let's get a...
Okay.
I agree with you on
friend
this.
Aldina.
Aldina. Yeah. Aldina.
Saw him first. And so, these are their real names. So I'm sorry, Dina. So Dina saw him first. She hooked up with him randomly. I moved to LA. Brad
So
and I
you
really
couldn't
like
think of Dana? You like Sarah or Dina, her name?
Dina's
I'm
her
so
name.
sorry.
So then I start seeing Brad, and then Bree starts seeing Brad, and then Areli starts seeing Brad.
I need to start hanging out with
And
your
then
group of
everyone
friends.
is
Because
seeing
everyone has
Brad.
dated Brad. See, and that's the thing. That's why guys get a bad rep. It's not that, oh, guys are pieces of shit. No, Brad's a piece of shit. Other guys are pretty good, but no one's dating the other guys.
Well, so anyways, so we all let this all out in a group text, and then we were like, Brad wants to hang out with me this weekend. And then they're like, well, he wants to hang out with me. And then we're like, fine, let's just split up the dates, guys. Who wants to see Brad Friday? Okay, I'll see him Friday. Okay, fine, I'll take him next Friday.
This was Sister Wives.
We were all just sharing Brad and passing him around, but Brad didn't know that we were all
You all knew.
Yeah, we didn't know. We all knew. And we would just kind of ante up the drama a bit for his ego and be like, Brad, I can't believe that you were with Dina or you were with Bree. I thought you liked me. And he'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with this. And we're like, ha ha ha, it's okay because we're not going to get married to you. You're not marriage material. You are for us to pass the time. We're all single. We're in a messy spot. So you're our mess boy. You're not our fuck boy. You are our mess boy. He was like the busted
Did he cry?
Ken doll that was just being passed around between a bunch of women and he didn't know
Did
it.
he have a
Did he
Murse
cry?
full of condoms?
Well,
I
he
hope.
might now. I'm sorry, Brad.
I'm not sorry, Brad. You sound kind of like...
Like what? Like a guy?
No, I know a lot of nice guys.
Do you?
Yeah, do you not know a lot of nice guys?
I know
Is
Greg
George not a
Corey.
nice guy?
George is a great guy. I also know George Corey.
Yeah, this guy over here, he's
Yeah,
a nice
Martin.
guy. I know. I know a lot of nice guys and I know a lot of nice girls. I know a lot of scandalous girls and a lot of scandalous guys. But
no.
I can't sit here and have you
I know
bash guys because we were having this conversation on the
guys.
way here today because they were like, I'm so great. I'm like, yeah, I'm so great. Okay, would you date yourself? And they're like, I think so. I was like, so I would not date myself.
You wouldn't date you. That's
Hell
a great
no.
litmus test right there. Would you date yourself?
No.
I would date myself. I wouldn't be in a relationship with myself because, oh my gosh, I'm not that much of a masochist. But I'm a lot of fun, and everyone loves a good time.
She plans all of our events, as you can tell. She knows a good time.
Does that give her a type A personality where she needs to plan everything else as well?
No, actually, she's pretty chill. I'm much more like high strung. We have to do da-da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah.
And she's like, okay, cool. All right, I'll make it cool.
That's a good partnership, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it.
So what would you do if you met a guy and then the guy ended up liking Jess? Or Jess, what would you do if you met a guy and the guy ended up liking Elisabeth?
I'd say go for it. It's not worth it. I can go find another guy. There's 30 million people in Los Angeles in the greater area. If that's how you feel, take him.
I can't imagine meeting a guy and like being like, oh my God, after our first couple dates, he's so for me. Like, if you're dating them, then you don't touch your friends' friends. If you're actually dating, you just don't do that. Yeah. But like, if you guys just went out a couple times, I've had girls be like, do you mind if I go out with this guy? I was like, oh my God, I just went out with him a couple times. I don't care, whatever. It doesn't even bother me. But it's like, if you're actually dating, you're calling each other girlfriend and boyfriend, that's like a different level.
I agree. I mean, this is Los Angeles. It's so fertile. This place is rich in dick. So you can just go outside and just grab it by the handful and
just grow out of the ground.
Take it home. So it wouldn't be worth sacrificing my friendship with her over that when I know I can go find another guy. I can go to Manhattan Beach. I can go downtown LA. I can go find a guy anywhere I want to go to.
You could go behind him to the guy he doesn't know behind him is attractive.
I can walk outside and find an Uber driver. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Uber drivers are great because they have a job and a car. They have their shit together.
Yeah, those Armenians are such nice people. They do. They're so great. I love
Darren's
them
face
all.
is really great listening to you.
I'm all for this. So Jess says, plenty of fish in the sea. And Elisabeth says, it depends on the definition.
Not being too deep in it. But I agree, plenty of fish in the sea. But if you feel like a really special connection, then you're going to be like, I felt a special connection. Obviously he didn't. Yeah, cool, go for it. Because they don't like you. What's the point of wanting to date them if they like somebody better than you?
Well, in the situation, since we brought up sister wives, what would you do in that situation? Would that ever be something for you?
To share sexually a guy?
Or share emotionally or physically or in every way, because it seems like on Sister Wives, they are both completely married to whoever it is.
Yeah.
Or both or more. So
I don't know who could have time or energy for more than one of me, honestly. I think it's more of a situation. If I was like, I want to have someone else, they'd be like, no.
that's what someone would do or
Yeah.
something you would do?
He would do that.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Can you reenact that one more time, please, for the camera? Let's.
I think he got enough of
No.
it.
I feel like
No.
you missed the crawl.
He's crawling.
Yeah. Jess?
Taran, I feel like you're asking for a friend, but
Yeah,
that
asking for
friend is
friends.
really you. Like,
Yeah. No,
what do you
there's no
think about-
secret. There's no secret on
think about
my
polygamy?
sister wives. I would love girl, and not even because I need like more than one girls. I just want them to like, oh, you need to talk to someone? Hey, Kelly.
So you're trying
come
to
in
see
here.
if girls would be cool if you can introduce your ladies to each other and them being cool about it. I think, why not? I mean, no judgment in this world.
If it works for you,
that's what
yeah.
you want to do it. And personally, if a guy was too much for me to handle, I probably would just be like, fuck it. Let's just go with polygamy. I can't do it anymore.
If it works for you.
Let's just do it.
I'm a very upfront
tired.
person, so it's never like I have to cover anything. Actually, the only thing that stops me from polygamy is money. Like if I had a lot of money,
I was just going to say, you need a lot of money
like
to be
I would,
polygamous.
yeah, because look,
Yeah.
what I've never understood is how broke niggas cheat. Like, how is that even a thing? Like, if you're a good, look, honestly, I feel like cheating should be on a resume. You're good at time management. You are like a plan, like you do a lot, especially when you're like lying to everyone. Wow, that's amazing.
To hold that
that's actually
together.
very impressive. Like I can't even keep names straight. Like I don't even know people's DMs correctly. So I'm horrible at that skill. But to that effect, if I had a lot of money, I would have kids with different women because I want to have I want to pick and choose my children. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be like, okay, you And I won't name them until like they're old enough to deserve a name. You know what I'm saying?
To
Like, I don't want you to
deserve
just, like, I'm not just going to call you Tehran Jr. and then you're like, hey, I'm Tehran Jr. No, bro. You're Tom.
Give me that Tehran name back.
This is Brandon and Brian and Brad. Those are you three. That's Brian, Brandon, and Brad. Tehran's this one. Like, I would like totally like have like, I want like a great kid. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to have kids?
Or a daughter.
I don't picture you as like, yeah, I want to have kids.
Yeah. I just don't want to raise them or be there while they're like,
do you want to also rap?
Stuff. No rapping. I just want to live that life without actually rapping. So like I want to have kids and then we're back introduced and I'm going to make them read 48 Laws of Power every day until they're 5.
You love that book. That's right.
Until they're 5. And then, because, it's obviously beginner reading. And then I want them to move on, gradually becoming masters of the universe and kings of their realm. That's what I want. I want a daughter who's just like a boss ass B-word like you two, right?
I was just gonna say, you want a daughter like us, right?
Exactly. To start companies and well, I don't know about the advice. I don't know about Jess's advice giving, but yeah.
Advice.
Like I don't know, and it's not even about your advice. Honestly, I would be annoyed if my daughter ever had to search for a Murse in her pile of clothes. There's so many layers of disappointment in that one statement. So that's how it goes. Let's get to sharing is caring.
She's
before
really
we
sad
get to
right
our
now,
topic.
Tehran, by the way.
She'll be okay.
I admitted
Something
it was
tells
a low
me.
point.
No, she's a strawberry. She's tough on the outside and delicate and sensitive on the inside. And full of seeds.
You're gonna have to
and then
pick up
the
a new
part that
fruit.
you have to throw away no matter what because it's nasty at the top. And also, like sometimes when you get the strawberry and then there's brown. Anyway, the point is she's like a strawberry.
It's kind of missing its very center. I don't know what he's trying to say to you right now, Jess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring. We all know that sharing secrets is the best way to have people know about you. Today's sharing and caring secret is how were you approached to have your first time having sex?
How was my approach or how was
how was the approach?
Because
Like,
I've had sex before, so.
no, the first time. We're talking about the first time. Like how did that approach even happen? Not the first time itself, but how did someone approach it?
Jessica, you
Well,
go.
mine, I waited a while to have sex with my boyfriend, and it was in high school. I was 18, and we would always talk about it when things get hot and heavy, and he would carry around condoms. So we were in the back of his car one night, and then he was like, do you want to have sex? I said, no, I don't want to have sex in the back of the car. So we went to a church parking lot, and I lost my virginity under the Virgin Mary statue. And he held my hands and looked into my eyes and said, I love you for the first time.
That's actually extremely sweet.
Did you go to a Catholic school?
I went to a Christian school in elementary school.
That's actually very sweet. And
That is really nice.
that's actually touching.
It was very sweet.
The Virgin Mary. He's touching the Virgin Mary. That's actually defiling
Yeah.
the church. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, we were together for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We were really in
You
love.
guys are actually gonna be together forever when you're in hell. So it'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yay, Grant!
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, but that's actually sweet. That's like I don't know. Bust a move, bust a nut. Virgin Mary. But what was his approach? So it was something that was kind of a build-up. So you guys had been together in high school, and so eventually it was going to be him regardless.
Yes.
Okay.
Mine's not really sweet.
You don't have to talk about it if you don't feel
No.
comfortable.
No. Oh my God, no, it's not like it's.
Because when you said
So-
mine's not really sweet, we're all picturing Uncle Ralphie. and we all got a little awkward, and you don't have to bring
He
it up.
told me, don't tell anybody.
I don't want to talk about this. I mean, we make light of it, but unfortunately, that is a reality.
No,
world.
I think it probably set my dating future in motion. Actually,
Yeah.
he was the first guy I ever went on a date with.
Sure.
First guy I ever kissed. I was like 18, and I wanted to break up with him because I found out that he was banging this girl who wanted to open up a movie store mixed with the tanning salon.
And you were annoyed by that idea?
I was really
You were
annoyed. I was like,
that was my
really?
idea.
No, I was like, he's banging someone who wants to do that? Oh my God, no taste. Okay, so then I told my friends, I was like, well, I'm going to break up with him, But, you know, I should probably have sex with him because I think he has a lot of experience and I don't like him really. So
I want everyone who listens at home to realize this is how girls really think, by the way. Please continue.
I don't.
Well, because at home we're always like guys always think, oh, sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yeah.
It's like no.
Yeah, and the poor guy
Boil,
probably
boil,
had no idea
toil,
what was
and
going
trouble.
on. Yeah, because I'm like, no, don't touch me. No, I can't do
Yeah.
that. You know, I'm not. So then one day I was like, hey, we're gonna go to a hotel, and he was like, okay. And so I told my friend, I was like, you hook up with his friend because I don't really want to do this alone. So you guys go to another place and then pick me up. And she was like, okay. And so she did, and then I broke up with him afterwards, and he was kind of sad, but I don't think he was that sad.
Who paid for the hotel?
That's a good question. I was just trying to think about that. I don't remember. I think he did, but I think it was
I'd be sad if I paid for the hotel.
I think it was like one of these really cheap like Red Roof Inn or something like that. You know what I mean? Like we're 18, you can't even hardly get a hotel room.
Yeah. I'm still sad.
Yeah, it was, and then so my dating future was pretty much like that.
Interesting. So it sets the tone. I've always felt like at certain times there becomes an age set where I feel like the precedent for most girls is set. Whoever that person who is the longevity of their intimate relationship to that point, meaning whoever they were with the longest, every time they kiss you and that's the way they like to kiss, it's actually the way they kissed him. So it sets in motion the tone for who they are.
Well, just because it's that way for you, I don't think it's that way for everybody.
No. I don't think guys are in that mindset. Guys are really pretty much in whatever porn they watched for the first time.
That's
the way they
accurate.
think that they should have sex. But with girls, I feel like it's whoever the first guy that they met and the kind of porn that he watched, like telephone reaches down to them, and then they are a mild interpolation of that in a way.
I disagree completely.
One that way for me at all.
Now it's about the type of porn I watch and how that trickles down into.
Really? Because I don't know. A lot of
Yeah.
girls don't try to trib with me, but that seems to be the type of porn that's most watched. So I don't know. I just don't think that, a clitoris to clitoris stimulation is working with me. But that seems to be a lot of girls tend to watch lesbian porn. And so...
Is that what she tells you?
No, that's actually what Pornhub tells me, as they have a direct streaming relation with every single viewer that they get. So the
Do you think
most
that's because
watched
women
female
aren't
porn,
satisfied by men enough?
It actually
Because I'm curious, because I don't
might
think
have
there's
to
that
do-
many lesbian girls out there.
I'll tell you,
don't.
It's
bit
not.
about
It could have to do with the sensitivity that goes into female porn and the belief that they're actually enjoying that as opposed to the male porn,
What
which
do you
is
think it is?
No, so-
male-centric.
Jessica said no.
So first of all, in a lot of porn,
Sure.
the part where they are stimulating the female is cut out. So you have to find the other videos or the longer versions where you can find the male porn actor actually stimulating the female's clitoris.
I don't think people want to watch the
lot
longer
of-
version. That's not how
Well,
porn
girls
works. Actually,
do.
I'm surprised porn is longer than 6 minutes long every single time. Like, what is the point of this?
Well, it's not about the
I'm
longer
disgusted.
version.
Exit out. That's actually how I feel about most relationships. Like, that's how you know
6
if you're in
minutes
love.
in, exit out,
If you
exit
want the
out.
girl to stay, then you're like, oh, I might really like her. But as soon as you're done, you're disgusted with. You're like, what am I? I'm ashamed of who I am as a
That's
person.
what happens when you
Extra
drink
out,
too much
extra out.
Taron.
That's what it
Just
is.
stop drinking
Yeah,
so much.
It's not. That's the concept. That's why there's no cuddle porn for guys.
Well, I think the lesbian porn is because they are getting that stimulation. So in the part that they cut out for guys, the girls are just getting railed. Like,
Yeah, and guys are like, yeah, this is
Girls are-
awesome. And girls are like, oh.
No.
So I
White
find that-
guys are like, yeah, this is awesome. Black guys are actually very nice. They're like, do you like this dick? Do you like this dick? Huh?
What
Do you
are-
like this
what
girl?
are-
Black guys are really nice. White guys are like, yeah, you stupid bitch. Huh, Brenda? You dumb whore? You're nothing
on.
without me.
What about
You're
half
pointless.
black, half
why are you so
Persian?
upset? Why are you so mean,
So-
Brian?
So what about half black, half Persian?
Half black, half Persian guys tend to be
Because I know you're not black. You're half black, half
half
Persian.
black, half Persian.
So what are
tend to
those-
be-
yeah, 'cause
tend to
you're
be
talking from two different
wonderful,
perspectives.
Wonderful lovers in all aspects.
Wonderful lovers and all. Who
They're
wants to
gentle
cut
and
out after
caring
6
and yet
minutes?
just properly disrespectful. It's actually like a combination of everything you would need. Spice. Just, this is delicious. Ethnic.
saffron, I
It's
love
ethnic,
it.
exactly. It's like, this is good.
Your sex sounds really boring.
Well,
I'm
I
super
don't think
respectful.
so.
That's beautiful. Yeah, great. Thanks.
thank
Lovely,
you, Jess.
tasty.
Thank you, Jess. I appreciate
yum.
you. Yeah, boring sex. Well, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's extremely boring. I feel like I'm a boring person on the inside. But our topic this week is not boring.
I feel like you're an
week,
exciting person, Teron.
you
I just want to tell
so?
you that.
Thank you for the encouragement. Every week we take a topic directly from pop culture headlines and relate it to our personal lives. And today's headline has to do with Kodak Black. I don't know if either one of you know who that person is. And his comment towards Lauren London. I don't know if you guys are sure who that person is, as related to her relationship with Nipsey Hussle, where Kodak Black stated that he would give a year before he shoots his shot with Lauren London. So the question is, how long is an appropriate amount of time to wait between real lasting relationships? Kodak Black, of course, getting a lot of backlash for his comment. Nipsey Hussle was a very respected artist, especially after his death. It seems he was way more respected after his death than he was actually when he was alive. But especially in LA, a lot of people had a lot of love for him as an artist and as an altruistic person and member of the community. So how long should one wait between relationships for it to be respectful?
That's a tough question.
It's a real question.
I'd say like at least 6 months.
6 months? I might change sexualities by then. 6
sexuality.
months? Sheesh. I live in West Hollywood. Honestly, I'm one late rent due payment away from sucking dick my damn self.
I heard that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that after the show,
Yeah.
but we'll talk later.
Sheesh. Rent's expensive.
We might have some options for you for employment at Mary J's event.
Oh,
I
that's
was
so
just thinking the
nice.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, your parties are exciting, but I'm boring, so it wouldn't matter.
No, I said the way you were describing it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, movie descriptions really suck, but the movie's great.
No. No. Sometimes movie descriptions are amazing and the movie sucks.
And that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can never go by the description. So by your description, it sucks, but maybe, like the actual itself is, wow.
Yeah, wow.
But you're full of secrets.
Full of them.
How long should somebody wait? I don't know. I feel like if you're really in love with somebody, it depends on whenever, because you have to be fair to the other person that you're going to date. And who wants to start getting into a relationship with somebody or involving their emotions and their time if your mind is still on somebody else? You know what I mean? Not like I think about them every so often and it makes me sad, but it's like, I wish I was with them, or if you're missing them, then you're not ready to date. So I just think it has to go on, what you feel, because you want to be fair to somebody else. If you're in your 20s just banging around, whatever, okay? But when you actually are okay, I'm ready to adult, or I actually want to give somebody respect, I want to find somebody who I like spending time with, who I can have a conversation with. You're going to have to see, because if you're thinking about somebody else, you're with the wrong person, Or you shouldn't be with somebody yet if you've lost someone.
That's from the perspective of the one who's coming out of the relationship. What about the person who's trying to get with that person? How long should they respectfully, or how should they act?
So that person's ready, which could be a long time.
How do you know when they're ready, though?
Yeah.
When you stop being messy.
What's that mean?
When, you go through a time where you've been through a relationship, you've given as much of your emotions as you can, then you just want to date and have fun. And sometimes, unfortunately, we work those messes out on other people, which
That's
is
true.
unfair to do to them. That's why you kind of need to go for, maybe find the F-U-C-K boy. But
Fuckboy for those who can't spell.
I was trying not to swear, but okay.
That's awesome, Strawberry.
Thanks, banana.
I'm more of a kiwi, actually. Possibly.
So you're boring on
A
the
pear.
outside and wild on the inside?
Possibly I
You're
could
more
be a
like
pear.
repulsive
I
on
feel
the
like I could
outside.
be-
Nobody likes to feel the skin on a kiwi. Pick something else.
Been an
I don't think
inside
you're
there,
repulsive
surprise?
on the outside, Teron. You're being too hard on yourself.
Repulsive on the outside.
No.
Tangy
I like
surprise?
how kiwis feel.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Have you ever had a kiwi and a hamster and a little... Anyway. We'll talk about that after the show.
Sounds very West Hollywood.
I was just going to say we have.
Actually, it's way more San Francisco. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. You'd be surprised what their hospitals go through. So what's the concept of waiting so long, right? And how do you not allow it to be a detriment to your own personal ego and or emotional stability?
I don't know. That's a struggle of being a gentleman in a modern world, I feel. You just asked a question that describes that. It's respecting a female's space and emotional boundaries, and maybe respectfully understanding she might be going through something messy, but being there for her and always giving the courtesy of asking her out on a date and being persistent but not overly pushy about it.
See, that's a fine line, right? So the persistence and insistence seems to be the line, and the line seems to be attractiveness.
It's either it's charming or creepy.
Chris Hemsworth for sexual harassment. You know what I'm saying? Like Thor's not catching any cases. So where does that line begin and where does it end?
Well, here's the thing. It's like when you talk about dating, you're talking about like there's only one way to date and go into it and ask somebody out. And okay, do you want to go out on a date? But I feel like there's other ways to get to know a person and discover like being
a friend, but you're not really a friend because you have a hidden agenda.
No. Okay. So
what would you describe that then?
Well, I can tell you what worked on me.
Please.
So what worked on me is somebody actually, the guy that I'm with now, we've been together almost 3 years, 2.5 years, I think. He was really just my friend. And when I had an issue, he would just talk to me about things. He never like tried stuff or said, let's go here, let's go there. Okay, he did try to kiss me one time and I was like, no, not happening yet. Don't try it. And he was like, oh, okay. But other than that, it was like, he was a great friend and tried to help me, like give me advice on my career because I was like, I'm trying to start this company. I'm trying to do that. And he never pressured me for anything, but you don't have to have a conversation and be like, I want to, I like you. We should try this. It's like, but girls don't have guys that are willing to get to know them, I feel like, often enough. Like, the guy wants to get to the naked part right away. Like, all right, but when are we going to have sex? And it's been 2 months. And it's like, well, sometimes things take a while to get there. You know what I mean?
And that's why we have so many screeches in the world, right? So the concept is, what you're putting out there is this concept of the friend zone, which we actively have been saying.
No, it's spending time together. You're putting labels on everything: girlfriend, boyfriend, dating, friend. It's like, maybe I just like being around you and I want you in my life and I don't know what our title is.
So what happens if that just continues indefinitely and never advances to anything?
That's not how it happens.
It does happen, actually. And once again, it goes back to that original premise where I've noticed it happens more the more unattractive one happens to be. So there happens to be a guy who really likes a girl, and it happens to usually go from guy to girl in that way more often in what I've seen. Maybe it's just because of my own personal bias and what I noticed, but even in movies and portrayals, the concept is you have Ducky, right? Ducky's the best friend who has to watch the girl of his dreams go out with every other guy.
It's not about how you look. It is about how you make a girl feel.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, this. You go out with a lot of girls. You're a cool guy. You make them laugh. They feel comfortable. Like, girls... Every girl I talk to...
I also happen to be cute. Here's the thing. I have a lot of comedian friends who aren't so cute. Also, don't have them. A couple of them catch some charges while they're jerking off in the green room. So the concept is...
No, I know beautiful girls who will date guys who are seriously like a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because the guy's funny, he's intelligent, he takes them and does fun stuff. It's like...
That guy never usually works at Rite Aid. Like, he's usually
pretty
wealthy.
Well, you left out the fact that, he doesn't have the same goals as she does. Your goals have to be in line, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's not just about looks.
Honestly, one of my best boyfriends was a comedian. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not going to.
So you've said everyone else's name, but this guy.
But don't say his name.
I'm not going to. No, but he was a really great boyfriend. I'd love to know his name.
Well, let's just throw out some names. Let's just try.
No, not doing it.
Was his name Eddie?
Absolutely not.
Murphy?
No.
Okay. No, I'll throw out names. We'll just ask some names. Well,
you just told the story, Jess.
Was his name?
You're not getting anywhere.
Did it rhyme with David?
I'm not going to say his name out of respect for him because he's in a relationship. And
that makes sense.
He was
That's
great.
Nice.
He treated me well. And
no. That totally makes sense.
He was very funny.
Was it Carton Torrance?
Yeah, that makes sense. Was it Carton?
I'm going with names.
Grab a drink next door.
Mamie Pox. I'm just throwing out names that possibly rhyme with these comedians.
He just doesn't want to hear the fact that it could be contrary to what he believes unless you're hot.
It's contrary to what you believe.
Oh, yeah. Chris D'Elia is in a relationship, I feel like.
And I like the Duckies. I think the Duckies make great...
Best friends. Yeah, they do.
Guys who treat you well and they treat you like a friend and they treat you like a human instead of a piece of ass.
As they watch everyone else go through you. Here's the hard part about being Ducky.
When you're messy, you go through it. But then when you want to be in a relationship, you pick the Ducky.
I've noticed a lot of girls do that. A lot of girls, and then Ducky sits there and has to go through it all. And then Ducky gets resentment. And sometimes these Duckies go crazy. Like when you read the news, today, a Florida man, that's Ducky. Like, that's a lot of duckies. Like those are.
That's a very interesting theory.
It's a concept of, well, it's not even just a theory at some point. A lot of these unfortunate situations happen, and I'm not blaming women at all because it's not their fault, but it does
Sometimes
have to
it
come
is.
You
time.
just blamed women for Florida men. Florida man.
No, I blame Florida men for Florida men. So I'm just saying that that's who it is, though. Characteristically, that's who that person typically tends to be. It tends to be that guy. And that guy who plays out in this part, that's why guys have such a hard time determining where they're in the friend zone or they're getting their zone. It's a very fine line, and it's a gray area.
I feel like a lot of guys think what you think and say what you say, but they don't realize other thing that's going on. Like sometimes the girl's like, hey, you know, I like you, or I want a guy who's real, or this or that. And a lot of times the guy's like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship or whatever. And so the girl, like, it could be a small conversation. She's like, well, okay, forget that. You know, because that happens.
Yeah. That guy's not the guy who's friend zoning. It's the other guy who's like, oh, yeah, no, I'll be there. No, I'll go get that for you. No, I'd love to do that.
Well, no girl wants
Here,
a
let me
guy to
do
just
it.
kiss their ass and, like, just, oh, you're so great. Like, girls want a guy to, well, I can't speak for all girls.
No, please do.
I feel like girls want a guy who sometimes is a bit of an asshole. Like, won't let them buy with their shit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want a guy you can walk all over.
I want a sweet asshole. You know, not a salty.
Not to confuse you. She wants a sweet
Well, no,
asshole.
I perfectly understand that. I feel like I'm in that sweet asshole category. However, in general, it is a very confusing situation, even when it comes to how long we need to respectfully wait between relationships for the most part, vice versa, right?
What do you think? How long do you think a guy should wait?
My opinion's not the important factor.
I'm just curious. I never said it was important. I'm just curious.
My
Don't get that
opinions
twisted.
tend to just get
kidding.
me in trouble.
Come on, Taron. How long do you think they should wait?
I mean, I
As long
DM'd
as-
Lauren London right after she broke up with Lil Wayne. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like the day after they broke up, I was like, "Hey, Lauren." But the Nipsey thing was a little tough. That one was a little harsh, you know. It's the
She was
death.
like, who are you? Whatever.
Yeah, that's not exactly how it went down, but the concept
How'd
of
it
it
go
is
down?
the concept of it is. I think that it's. I don't. This is the major thing. Whenever you're out with a girl and she's talking about another guy, that's a major turnoff.
Well, yeah.
But it happens way more often than you think.
No, I know it happens.
Girls tend to overtell.
I do that when after a breakup, I was messy dating other guys. Throwing a few drinks back. Well, let me tell you all about my ex-boyfriend and what he did to me. This is what, well, poor guy is paying for dinner. But you know what? At least I had the courtesy to say, let's just split the check.
Oh, I
I'm
thought you were going to say
messy.
at least I had the courtesy to sleep with them. But okay, I see. I'm so sorry. I was going another direction in there.
I'm gonna go home
But
now. Okay. Well, actually, let's just go hook up. I just want to erase his
Yeah,
penis
but that's
with
the
your
thing.
penis.
Where does the rebound? Where
do
does the
that.
rebound play?
How it works.
The rebound guy, is that a real thing?
Yes, absolutely.
And how does that play?
Oh my gosh. Well, I rebounded with a Hollywood club promoter who believed he was Dracula, and
It kind of looked like Dracula, to be honest.
my friends cut me off. I lost my friend Anika over this, and thank you, Anika, for cutting me off. Then
Thank you, Anika. She needed that.
Yeah, and Dina cut me off too, and they were like, "I'm not going to be your friend because I'm watching the most self-destructive thing ever, and you're dating."
Are those the two friends that you shared the other guy with?
No, Anika wasn't.
Same group of.
No, Anika
Oh,
didn't.
yeah. This
is
Anika
different.
wasn't in the sharing circle of Brad, but
Yeah.
that was Dina. She had him first, and she didn't really continue the circle. We were just kind of, doing that. So with all respect to Dina, she had him first, and she didn't really partake in the sharing.
Yeah.
Love you, Dina.
Good cover. Good cover.
Sorry, my friends hate me.
You know what? I doubt that. I feel like you're an extremely loyal person, and your friends actually really love you, as we can see by the combination of the company that you guys have and that you're promoting. Before we get on to knowing more about the promoting, I'm sure you have some events that you'd like to plug. I want to hear a final word on the concept of how should men be better at waiting or respectful in this situation of a girl who just came out of a relationship.
I mean, it's just simple, a formula for it, right? Like, just take her on a very lovely, nice, romantic date. We don't do that enough, I I think a simple dinner is nice. You don't have to take her to Boa per se, but you could take her to a cute little Italian place and be there for her.
Olive Garden.
And take her to Olive Garden and relate to her, be
love those
empathetic.
breadsticks.
She shares an experience, you share a story too, and that's how females feel connected, through empathy. So you could do that and ignore her after. Then ignore her. Because you just emotionally fucked. So now you have to wait for her to come back around the loop.
Okay. I'm excellent at what was the second part you said? Ignore her after. I'm so good at that part. That's like I've got that part down.
No,
I'm gonna have to pay attention to the first part.
You can't ignore it. You're like, no, I got something to say actually, and this is really funny. So
take a picture with another girl out somewhere at a club. Take her to the highlight room and just be like, I'm out with a hot girl, ha ha ha. And then I guarantee you she'll be like, hey, what are you doing?
That just sounds mean.
Sounds really awful.
See, this is why guys
This
are
is
so
games,
confused.
Jessica.
That's why
you
we're
have to
so
be a
confused.
Sweet asshole. You're sweet because you take her out, you listen to her shit, then you be the asshole. It's the
Yeah.
sweet asshole formula, and it works every time.
Yeah. So take her out to a nice restaurant and then fuck her mom. Okay, got it. I'm gonna get it down. Ha ha ha! Look at what I'm
Jessica's
doing.
advice on this is a little bit sketch.
It's okay. But you know what? There's actually a percentage of people that probably absolutely agree with that, and probably works more often than not.
That's
it's
probably
not
very
like
true.
they always say nice guys finish last, and the reason is Jessica.
No, that's what guys who don't get what they want
No,
say.
it's nature. It's providing
Nice guys
for.
finish last. You were never nice, okay? Number one. And number two, you
No, I've
finished
seen a
last
lot
because
of
your
nice guys
personality
finish
isn't
last.
good enough.
I've seen a lot of nice guys just, you know who holds your hand? The guy that plays World of Warcraft all day. That guy holds hands.
He never holds hands. He's still
like,
in his mom's
"Hey,
basement. What are you
hey."
talking about?
Hey,
Where are you getting these ideas
I might be
from?
running away from zombies and be like, oh, help me. Nah, bitch, I'm not holding hands. One of these zombies might be single. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. You don't know me. So what is the final word here, Elizabeth, in your opinion?
On how long to wait to
be respectful.
To be respectful? Well, I mean, I think you kind of got to wait. Like, did they die or did they just break up? Because if
Well,
they
we're
die,
going with the usual, just breaking up, dying in this situation, which is what made Kodak Black's comment so disrespectful. Was the death? It was
because I feel like death is different. Like if they just broke up, it's like maybe a month or two, because she's gonna be looking to spend time with someone. She's used to certain things. She's gonna probably search that out, and you may get lucky, and she's just emotionally open to where normally it might take her long to be like, I got my in. I'm just kidding.
But you're not, though. But you're not. So where can people find you if you guys want to be found? Yes?
Can they find us?
If you want to be found.
No, you can online. Obviously, MaryJsEvents.com.
How do you spell it?
MERRYJS events.com. Or you can follow us on Instagram at MaryJEvents, MERRYJ events. And you can kind of follow our Insta stories, see what we're doing. We have some
What's
cool
the next
coming
big
up.
event?
So we're already sold out for our next event, for this event, which was the 19th. The 19th. And then our next event now, the one following that, which we are already starting to book out sponsors for, is July 20th. Is that what it is?
Big things popping.
We got some really, really cool stuff. Yeah. And I hear that even this guy named Tehran might be at our party in July.
Might make an appearance at July because, the one on the 19th is already sold out. So
do you want to come?
I mean, it was already sold out. It was already sold out.
We're going to talk after the show.
We can
Tehran.
talk. We can figure it out.
Only if you make people laugh.
And make sure. And where can they
It's the
find you
only reason we bring
individually?
What?
Where can they find you individually?
Individually?
If you want to be found.
Yeah, I don't want to be found individually.
I don't either.
Okay, well that's a great end. Thank you guys. Make sure to find them at Mary J Events. They get Mary and
find us together.
The events. That's what's up. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate having you.
Thank you, Tehran.
I'm sure this is going to be one of those shows that plays out very well. Of course, I'm the impeccable, impenetrable Tehran Von Gosri. You can find me at I Am Tehran, literally because I am Tehran all across the board. IAMTEHRAN. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Find us at Imperfect G Show. And of course, Mr. George Corey at Mr. George Corey. I will spell the last name in his traditional honor. KHOURI, and we are Imperfect Gentlemen.
We missed you, George.
We do miss you, George. And remember, nobody's perfect but us. We'll catch you guys same Imperfect Gentleman time, same Imperfect Gentleman channel next week right here. Martin on the boards.